A woman doesn't always say, I don't love you anymore. Sometimes she says it with silence, with cold replies, with distance, with the way she stops looking at you the same. The scary part, most husbands notice it too late. I want to tell you a story about a man who thought his marriage was fine until he realized the woman beside him had already emotionally left the relationship. And if you pay attention closely, you may recognize some of these signs. This is what happened. David used to believe love was permanent. Every morning, his wife Amara would wake him with a smile. She would ask about his day, laugh at his jokes, sit close to him, even when there was enough space on the couch. It wasn't a perfect marriage, but it felt warm, safe, like home. But slowly, things began to change. At first, David ignored it. He thought she was just tired, maybe stressed, maybe overwhelmed. But deep inside, something felt different, and the first sign appeared quietly. Number one, she stops communicating. Amara no longer talked like before. Conversations became short, cold, empty. The woman who once shared everything with him now treated conversations like a burden. David kept asking himself, what happened to us? But the truth is, when love fades, communication is often the first thing to die because people naturally speak more to those they feel connected to emotionally. Number two, she no longer cares about your presence. One evening, David came home excited. He had received good news at work before Amara would celebrate with him. But that night, she barely looked up from her phone. Oh, that's nice, she said. No excitement, no warmth, no interest. That moment hurt him more than an argument ever could, because indifference is colder than anger. When a wife stops loving you, your presence slowly stops mattering to her emotionally. Number three, she stops fighting for the relationship. There was a time Amara would argue because she cared. She wanted things fixed, but now she simply went silent. No effort, no concern, no emotional reaction. And David realized something painful. Sometimes the most dangerous stage in a relationship is not fighting. It is when one person no longer cares enough to fight anymore. Number four, affection disappears. The hugs became rare. The random touches disappeared. The warmth in her eyes faded. Even sitting beside him felt forced. David missed the little things the most. The way she used to hold his hand in public. The way she leaned on his shoulder while watching movies. Now she felt emotionally miles away, even sitting right next to him. Love cannot survive long enough without emotional closeness. And when affection disappears consistently, it often reveals a deeper emotional disconnect. Number five, she prioritizes everyone else over you. Suddenly, Amara had time for everyone except her husband. Friends, social media, phone calls, everything came first. David noticed she laughed more with strangers than with him. And one night, sitting alone in the living room, he whispered something heartbreaking to himself. I miss my wife, even though she's still here. That is the kind of loneliness many married men never talk about. Number six, she becomes easily irritated by you. Small things started causing big reactions. The way he should, the way he spoke, even harmless questions annoyed her. David felt like he was walking on eggshells inside his own home. And slowly, he stopped being himself around her because rejection changes a person. especially when it comes from someone you love deeply. Number 7, she stops making future plans with you. One day, David noticed something strange. Whenever he talked about the future, trips, dreams, plans together, Amara looked disconnected, uninterested, as if she no longer saw him in her future emotionally. And that realization broke him, because when someone loves you, they naturally include you in the life they imagine ahead. One rainy night, David finally asked her the question he had been afraid to ask. Do you still love me? Amara stayed silent for a long time. Then she quietly said, I care about you, but I don't feel the same anymore. And in that moment, David understood something painful. Love rarely disappears overnight. It fades slowly through neglect, emotional distance, silence, and unresolved pain. Here's my final message. If you notice these signs in your relationship, don't panic immediately. Sometimes people pull away because they are hurt, exhausted, or emotionally disconnected, not because love is completely gone. But ignoring the signs will only make things worse. Talk honestly, listen deeply, fix what can still be fixed before silence becomes permanent. Because the saddest relationships are not the loud ones that end in fights, but the quiet ones where love slowly disappears while two people still live under the same roof. Thanks for watching. If this story touched you, subscribe for more emotional relationship stories and life lessons. And remember, sometimes people don't live physically first, they live emotionally.